Welcome back. In this video, we are going to cover another one of the important programming challenge of Hackerrank, and name of this programming challenge is insert a node at a specific position in linked list. So in this programming challenge, we will get first line contains an integer. Let's consider the integer as n. The number of element in the linked list will be n times. For example, let's say I will consider 3 as n. So there will be 3 linked list data will be there. Let's say those 3 data are 16, 13 and 7. After that, the next line will be the data that we wanted to insert in a linked list. Let's say I will consider that number as 1. Okay, and after that the next line, or also you can say the last line, is the position number that you wanted to insert the data. So I wanted to insert at position number 2. Okay, so this is the data and we have to insert this data at position number 2. Correct? So our original linked list is 16 linked to 13, 13 linked to 7 and 7, okay, is the last data. Okay, and we wanted to, and the position number of these data are 16 as 0, 13 at position number 1 and 7 at position number 2, and we have to insert at position number 2 our data, and that is 1. So after implementation of 1, our new updated linked list will look like this: 16, 13, 1 and 7. And this is our task. So we understood the problem with the help of an example. Now the next thing what we are going to do is see the constraints of this problem. So constraints are that integer n will be considered as between 1 to 1000. Okay, and the linked list data will be between 1 to 1000. Okay, and after that the position number, which will be between 0 to n. So this is the constraint. So what are the things that we covered? We covered how we will receive the input. We understood what is the problem. Okay, and we also saw the constraint. Now the next thing that what we are going to do is to solve the programming challenge. To solve the programming challenge with the help of a Java language. Let's see how we are going to solve this problem. So to solve this problem, what we are going to do, we are going to take previous example input only. So we are going to take previous example only, and our previous example input are these are our input. Okay, now if we'll go back to our Spring tool suite, we are going to insert our data inside in this method. Here in this method we can see that there are 3 arguments are given here: list, data and position. That list data will present all the linked list data, and this int data is given as the data that we wanted to insert in our list, and in position will provide us the input as a position number that we wanted to insert at the data. Okay, so before we start work on this code, there are few things that we needed to understand. In linked list, one node is always connected to another. For example, here we know that 16 is connected to 13, 13 is connected to 7, and when that it will reach at the end of the position, then the value will be null. So this point we always need to remember that if the data is not present, then null value will be there. Okay, now they are connected to one another. If we'll see the code, they are connected, then we will go back to our class, that singly linked list node. Here we can see that in the singly linked list node there are 2 variables are present here. One is data to show the current what is the data, and another one is next. Okay, and the next thing what it will do, it will move you into one linked list to another linked list. So there are two more points that we need to consider. First, if you wanted to see the data, so reference name of the list dot data. Okay, and if you wanted to move into the second linked list, next linked list, for that what we are going to do, we are going to call list dot next. Okay, these points are useful when we are going to work on this logic. So remember always the 3 points. First point, whenever it will reach the end of the data, it will be null. Okay, and if you wanted to see the current data, we will go into that. Are going to write reference variable dot data, and if we wanted to move into the next linked list, then we will use next. Okay, now before we start solving this problem, now the next thing what we are going to do, that whatever input that we got with the help of this list, we are going to iterate that one, and that we are going to iterate with the help of a for loop. So let's write a for loop here, and here I am going to write one variable. Let's say variable name I am going to write count equal to 0, and here I am going to give if we reach the end of the position of the list. For that I am going to write list not equal to null, and here I am going to write count plus plus. So here list not equal to null, it will be helpful to reach the end of the data. Okay, but we have to iterate. For iteration, what we are going to do, I have already told you, if you wanted to move one linked list to another linked list, for that we are going to write list dot next, and through that we are going to iterate one linked list to another, and this count is going to help you find out the position number of that linked list. Okay, that also we are iterating here. We can see that. So to find out that whatever the code that up to now we have written to iterate our linked list and to see the position number is correct or not, I am going to write one SOP here. First of all, I am going to write here to see the current data, what we have written, list dot data, reference name dot data. Done. After that, I need to know the position number. Position number, how am I going to write? For the position number, I am going to use this count. Done. So first of all, we will execute our code and to check. But before executing our code, we can see that one error is there. This error is there because we are not returning anything. Our logic is not completely correct, so we are not returning anything. So for now, what we will do, we are going to return the value null. Now let's run the code to see that whatever we have written is correct or not. Let's give an input. So we can see that 16 is inserted at position number 0, 13 at position number 1, 7 at position number 2. So up to now, things are correct. Okay. Now, here what I am going to do, I am going to initialize one more variable. And variable name, I will keep it as new data. And the type of the variable I will keep as singly linked list. In singly linked list, there are two variables are present here, head and tail. And to insert data, one method was given, insert node, where we are going to provide our data to insert. Okay. So type I am going to give singly linked list. So what we did, we have created a singly linked list of a new variable named as new underscore data. Okay, and the input we already have list, in which we have 16, 13 and 7. Okay, in position number 0, 1 and 2. And the data that we have to insert at 1 at position number 2. But this new data is right now is completely empty. Okay. In our for loop, first of all, I'm going to remove this SOP. We don't need this one. I'm going to write one if-else condition. If-else condition will be if count equal to position number, then insert the required data that you wanted to insert. Okay, if it is correct, and if it is not, then we will go to else block and we will insert that list data here. And what is the list data? List data here. Okay, and after that we will just copy this line of code and we will move into the next position. Okay, so let's see what we did here. First of all, in the new data we have passed an if-else condition if the count position is equal to required position. So what is the required position? Required position is 2. So when the iteration will get started, the first it will be started as 0. So we know that 0 is not equal to 2. If 0 is not equal to 2, then in the new data 16 will get inserted. After that, list dot next it will move into 13. So what is the position number here again? 1. So if 1 is equal to 2, again condition is false, then 13 will get stored here. After that, again 13 will move into 7. Okay, next position. Again it will start from the beginning and it will check that count position 2 is equal to 2 or not. Here condition is true, and if the condition is true, then it will insert our required data. Okay, if the count position is equal to 2, then it will insert our required data. What is the required data? Required data is 1. So it will insert 1 here. Okay, 1 got inserted, and again we can see that after that also that list is not equal to null. Why list is not equal to null? Because 7 is already present here. So next data what it will be? It will be 7. 7 will get inserted here. Okay, and after that again iteration is going to happen, and in the next iteration we know that data will be null. So this will provide our required output. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to return this new data. Return new data dot head. Okay, so this is the logic we have written to solve our problem. So let's write here to check that our logic is correct or not. What we are going to do, we are going to execute our code. We can see that it provided the exact output that we wanted. So I think the logic that we have written is completely correct. So what is the next thing that we are going to do? We are going to copy this code and paste into Hackerrank console to see our logic is correct in all the test cases or of Hackerrank or not. So let's copy. Let's go to the Hackerrank console and we are going to write our logic here. But still it is throwing some error. What is that? This method cannot be declared as static. So what I'm going to do, it is inside a class. So I will take outside class so that it should not throw an error. Control X and we will paste it outside. I think all the error is gone. Now let's submit the code. So we can see that 3 test cases got successful. Okay, now let's submit our code to see all the test cases. So here I can see that all the test cases became successful. So whatever logic that we have written is completely correct. Okay, so through that, this is the end of this video. Again, in the next video, we are going to solve another one of the important programming challenge of Hackerrank. So stay tuned and keep watching Adhyan channel. Thank you.